Hey, this is Mike with Pocono Update. We're here at the Wesleyan Church's Wesleyan Inn overnight cold weather shelter. I am here with Pete Madkin, the shelter manager. Now, Pete, can you tell me about how your first night went last night?
It was awesome. We had gotten a bunch of volunteers to be here and help because we had to. When someone new comes into the shelter, we have to do what is called an intake, which entails a lot of time. So we set up in the back room 5 volunteers, and as the guests came in, they come in, they sign, and then they would go into the room and do the intake. We also had food. One of our good friends came in and made a lot of food, and they stayed and they served all the food. So when the intake room was filled with people doing the intakes, the other guests got to relax and sit down and enjoy a good meal. It was a really good meal. And sit there, and then they did the intakes, and then we gave out the lockers and the locks, and then we assigned beds. And considering it was our biggest opening night, for lack of any other term, it went extremely smooth. It was, let me tell you something, it went extremely smooth. The volunteers are amazing. They really, truly are. We couldn't do it without them.
Great. So how many volunteers / guests did you have last night?
Well, last night, the volunteers, we had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had about 12 volunteers here last night, and we ended up with 21 guests signing in for the night, which is the biggest first night. It usually starts off slow. There were some years where the first night we'd have 6, 7, 8 people, and this year we had 21.
Wow. How long have you guys had the shelter here?
This is the 10th year anniversary. We've been, it started out in the gym. We used to set up 30 cots around the gym and have the men sleep on one side of the gym and the women sleep on the other side of the gym. We didn't really have meals for them. They came in at 9 o'clock and they hung out for like an hour. We would get them muffins or whatever, and then at 10 o'clock they were in their cots. Now we have a whole entire shelter with beds and showers and washing machine and dryer. We have a kitchen, and they get to come in at 7 o'clock and hang out for a while, have some food, chill out. We like to talk with them, we pray with them, and then at 10 o'clock it's lights out.
That's incredible. Now, can you tell us more about the ministry here?
The ministry was created, it's been on Pastor Dana and Pastor Linda's hearts to have a shelter for people going through a season of their life where they have no place to stay. And we are run totally by volunteers. Everyone that has anything to do with the shelter is a volunteer. And we open up, we're open 7 days a week. We open up at 7 o'clock at night where the guests can come in. They do need to leave. We wake them up around 5:15 in the morning, and they do have to leave by 6 o'clock because of our preschool. On the weekends, they do get to sleep in a little bit later, and we encourage them to go to services on Sunday. We have meals anywhere from 2 to 4 nights a week here, where we offer them a full meal. But we have a refrigerator, and we have a kitchen where they can microwave stuff. They can bring in their own food if they want and put it in the refrigerator and have something on the nights that we don't cook meals. And it really is, it's a place where they can come. We don't call it a shelter. We don't even like calling it a shelter. We call it the Wesleyan Inn because we want them to feel that this is a place where they can come, feel good about themselves, not feel down about themselves, where they can get rejuvenated, they can get positive, we can pray with them, and get them so the next morning they get out there and they start doing what they need to do to move forward in their lives. And it's just been an amazing journey. Watching the people year after year, how many people do get back on their feet, get housing. It's a blessing, and this ministry is a blessing because we're so glad we're here, so people have a place to come and sleep when it's cold.
Incredible. You guys are doing such good things for people in the community. God bless you for that. Now, one last thing. If anyone wants to support the ministry, how could they go about doing that?
They can get in touch with the church. They can go on our Stroudsburg Wesleyan Church website if they wanted to donate money for the shelter. If they want to get in touch and volunteer at the shelter, because we have volunteers that cook food. We have volunteers that come in from 7 to 9:30 and greet the guests. Then we have overnight people that come in and stay from 9 to 6 in the morning. There's so many ways to volunteer for the shelter. You can call the shelter line, which is 570-872-0126.
Incredible. Pete, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
This has been Mike, and you have been updated.